speaker here. We're really thrilled to have him here today. He is a TV presenter, author and vet, Marc Abraham, OBE. He's also supported a lot of the compassion work over the years. So please put your hands together. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks Compassion for inviting me here today. As echoed by the previous speakers, incredibly honoured. I'm very proud to be a voice for the voiceless. I've been involved with the Ban Live Exports campaign for the last few years, supporting previous awareness days. Isn't it nice to be back in person doing something? This is brilliant today. I wanted to say, I guess we have a shared frustration when this came through from DEFRA over a year ago now, about last May, so 14 months ago. I think we were all filled with so much hope. This is the Animal Action Plan from the government, which lists promises, pledges, commitments, which we all thought Christmas had come sort of in the middle of the year. But sadly, and I say sadly, as an animal lover and someone who like Peter says, follows compassion, empathy and kindness, very few things materialised, and those that did seem to again be held back. And it's really, really sad. It's sad for animals, it's sad for society, and it's sad because we can do better. We can really do better as a country. You don't have to be a vet like me to realise how vile and disgusting this whole live export trade is. It's depressing. Calves, sheep, pigs, any other animal, it's pure blatant exploitation. The way they suffer in trucks, on ships. A friend of mine, Louise, was driving down the motorway the other day from Birmingham and saw a truckload of pigs with their snouts sort of gasping for air, and it's incredibly disturbing. And it's another form of legal cruelty in this country and suffering. As Emma, my veterinary colleague mentioned, they suffer overcrowding. Many are trampled to death and injured. Exhausted, dehydrated, they can be in transit for days, suffering extremes of temperature, often without food, water, rest. Many die as a result. Pain and stress. Again, there's a sentience bill now that's been passed. Can that not recognise that this is not the way to treat sentient animals? And again, what Emma said about the Animal Welfare Act, protected from pain, suffering, injury and disease. Again, it seems to be breaching the law. Illness and disease. A lot of these diseases, foot and mouth, avian influenza, blue tongue, can be directly attributable to live exploitation of farm animals as well. And only this week, again, as Nick said, 15,000 sheep, over 15,000 sheep drowned after the ship sank in Sudan. This is not acceptable. It's 2022. And it needs to end to prevent any more suffering. On a personal note, 83 years ago, Leo and Regina Mushitsky, who none of you will know, were transported in a cattle truck from East Germany to Auschwitz, my great-grandparents. And when I see and hear the conditions of confusion and panic and anxiety and overcrowding and stress, injuries, people, sentient beings being trampled to death, this was, when it happens to humans, is so widely condemned, and rightly so, by the whole international society, that I don't understand why 83 years later we're still talking about these exact conditions happening to animals still existing. So that's my sort of personal connecting. It's mad. Animals are sentient. We've proven that. It's in law. So why 83 years later are we submitting them to exactly the same conditions, if not worse? So it's time for the government to deliver the Kept Animals Bill. Hopefully, as I've just overheard from the conversation, it's coming soon. We have the power then to ban live exports. It's been stalled since November last year, but enough is enough. On an aside, there are other parts of the bill too, banning the import of pups under 6 months of age, banning the import of dogs with cropped ears, pet theft reform. These are all very, very important issues, which hopefully will get over the line. And finally, when we're in the shadow of the great man Gandhi over there, who obviously says you judge a nation by how it treats its animals, which is, as hopefully a lot of you know, is a bit of a metaphor, because if you treat animals well, you treat the most vulnerable well, you treat people well. And I do not understand why the government ignores low-hanging fruit like some of these laws, which can only prove their commitment to protecting and caring for the people, the electorate, as well as animals. So really, thank you everyone for coming today. Contact your MPs, keep the pressure on, go on Twitter, tag in DEFRA, And really, let's keep the pressure on to get this law over the line, protect animals, prioritise animal welfare for a compassionate, kind, and empathetic society. Thank you very much for listening.